All right, we got race box going, and today we've got an Xway, a Begode Xway, a 134 volt variant. I heard they're gonna use the Xway for one of their new 210 volt variants. That's pretty cool. I've got my Adam G pedals on here, and they've got their own special little engraving on them that's all full of dirt now, but we'll have to clean that up someday. I'm almost thinking of running them backwards, so that this is in the front, because yeah, I don't know, I'll figure it out. I think I can change these spikes to the ones that I have on my Apex with the pedal risers. Man, those pedal risers are nice. I wish these had a little bit of a rise to them. I really do like when a pedal has that. So anyway, it's been a while for me since I've been out here at Greer. We've been having lots of fun at the events and the races and getting third place twice at both of those races, basically. But yeah, I haven't been to Greer because we don't really train at Greer for these races, because the races are just like not very gnarly compared to Greer. Greer is like super sketch and you can't really go very fast. So I go to Vail to train for races and stuff because they have a lot more wide open and just less technical and less steep flowy stuff, which is a lot more like the stuff that we race at our races. So we got race box going. We're gonna go down overdrive. I don't expect it to be a blazing run because, you know, I haven't really been on this Xway very much, and the squeaks do bug the heck out of me. I can tell, like, man, I've put a lot of time into the Apex, and yeah, that thing's running nice right now. The thing that it just drives me nuts is like if I pick this wheel up, I'm not gonna do it right now. I'll go to the garage in a second. Future Matt, you're gonna go to the garage and show people this. But yeah, the way that the Xway doesn't jiggle, I'll show you the jiggle, or that it doesn't jiggle. And then the way that the Apex has this jiggle, like, and I can't figure out anything. Like, I'm pretty sure no one has. The Apex just has this jiggle. Well, I guess I'm Future Matt. Thanks a lot, Video Matt, for giving me work to do. But yeah, this little jiggle here. See how it just jiggles. And that's not even like the seal drag issue. If I actually push down on it, then it gets stuck. And I have to like pull it up. That's a drag in itself, but this little, hate it. With our Xway, it just is perfect. No slack. No weird stuff going on. Guess what other wheel does the same thing that the Apex does? It's almost like they were designed by the same person. And yeah, it bugs the frick out of me, but you know, I've got that EXT on there, and man, that thing is running good. And we're gonna see, I don't know if I'm really gonna go for speed runs today. I gotta get a little warmed up. This is the beginning of my weekend, so I've got plenty of opportunity to come back out here. I just wanna get more comfortable on overdrive again and more comfortable on this wheel now. Because yeah, the races are kind of over for a while. I don't have another one until Amped, and you know, it's always a little bit of a toss-up if I'm actually going to be able to make it, because it's a big time commitment, and you know, work is work, and if it doesn't work out, it can't work out. But I'm going to try my best to make it to Amped, of course. That should happen. That should definitely happen. I haven't really had to take off too much time for racing this year, so I think that my work will be fine with giving me that, as long as I plan that all out. I wish that I could make it to Camp Shred, but that's like, you know, the end of next month, and it'd be another, basically the same kind of time commitment. I almost wish those were like a week apart, which would be, you know, pretty taxing on the body and stuff, but like, because for me, it's almost like the same kind of driving across the country pretty much twice a month apart. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I do wish that I could just be there, but yeah, it takes a lot of gear, and like I fill my whole truck when I go to these things, so it's not like I can just like ship a wheel and then fly out. I see that people do that, and that's cool, but I don't know, for me, I feel like I need all this stuff. I don't know, I'm like a hoarder. I gotta fill my truck and bring everything. But yeah, let's get this ride going, eh? And some of you may be wondering, you know, why not race the Xway? Why you're racing the Apex? And for me, that's just, you know, these tracks that we race on, they have a lot of opportunity to just go wide open. And I have the 134 volt because I want a light wheel for this technical downhill and for the jump park and stuff. So, you know, the 168 volt Xway is going to be better than the 134 volt Xway for those kinds of tracks where you have an opportunity to just stand on the fucking throttle for like a whole minute or more. Yeah, obviously, you know, I'm going to use my higher voltage wheel. I don't have any 168 volt wheels. I've never really ridden them. So I just took the high voltage wheel that to me is a 151 volt wheel. Is my Apex. Is the wheel that I've been, you know, messing around with, riding a bunch. So I picked that to be my race wheel for those two races. We're going to see what we can do with this wheel. I gotta figure out what is squeaking. I don't know if it's the stanchions or if it's the linkage. We've been seeing reports of people having the wheel, I don't know what is causing it, but the wheel getting just seized completely and like not returning, not rebounding after a compression. And so I don't want to go into you know, like amped thinking this is going to be my wheel if I don't know how to remedy all of those things. So I kind of need to start riding this wheel a bunch, see if that happens to me, see if I can fix it. If I can't, you know, back to the drawing board or back to the Apex or something. Hopefully by then somebody's figured out like a new linkage or something that like makes the Apex like actually as great as it should be. Yeah, round one, let's go. Take it a little easy because things can change all the time on these trails. I'm not even gonna try to clear that right now. And wheels can also feel a lot different. So we're gonna take a nice little kind of cruiser, make sure nothing's really changed, and that we're feeling good for the day. Like I said, we've been training at Vail mostly, and yeah, different firmware obviously going back from or back to Begode from. We're gonna slow up right here. We usually gap that nowadays, but I'm aiming for about a 4 minute on this one. If we can get under 4 minutes, that'd be fine. On the old race box. No charging for me right now. The wheel really does feel so weird, but I know I can get used to it. When I was doing PR runs, I had no problem PRing on this thing. Oh, my back is kind of hurting right now though. Gotta warm up a little bit. And even though I do prefer these pedals much more than the stock Xway pedals, I would really love to have some kind of pedal riser going on. Because without that, the way that I don't know, I guess like pull on the wheel and stuff in turns, it allows my foot to move around a lot. But when I have those pedal risers, it really pinches me in a lot better towards the front and stuff. I think it's when I'm braking and it's rough, you know, I'm kind of like very light on the ball of my feet. I'm a lot of pressure in my heels. And so, yeah, the front of my foot can kind of float off the front of the pedal, and I usually come out of the turn with my foot a little angled, and when I have those risers on the pedal, it kind of just feels nice. It just like sits there and usually just stays there for the rest of the run. I can stand a little bit more like outwards, but not feel like I still feel really connected to the wheel. But yeah, with these, that's why I'm saying I might flip them around. See how far we get here. Oh, still cleared it. Yeah, I'm saying I might flip them around and have that outside edge, or that like more pointy edge on the front. I'll take all the rocks on this run. Not really trying to go too fast. But yeah, I think his idea of the way these pedals are meant to be is to kind of avoid pedal scrapes in a turn. But I think that would be more for, your street racing concerns. I still think we're on track for a 4-minute, which, yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna take me up on this challenge that I have going. I know Justin Davis has been out at least one day, and yeah, I think a couple people have said that they might, but yeah, as far as I know, I think he's the only one that has, and I don't know what times he got. I think he had his action camera going, but I don't think he had his race box yet. I think he is going to get a race box. But yeah, see, everything by hand, like, there's no pedal right there. And yeah, I think that's like because when they're racing, they don't want to have that outside or that front part to be sticking out because they don't want to clip in the corner or something. This is almost like a ski or a sled, where it's gonna not have too much impact if you do clip it on something. But I almost want to turn it around just for the little bit more support. I want a little bit more meat right there to catch me. Because yeah, once I slip off like this, I'm almost standing on like nothing, and I don't want to move my feet back or anything. That is just where I stand on the wheel. I like to have my basically I want the center of my weight to be as close to where the motor axle is. And obviously you don't stand all the way on your heel or all the way on the ball of your feet. You gotta stand right there in the middle when you're suspensioning yourself with your legs. Anyway, rambling. We'll start getting back up the trail after a quick race box check. I think I could have made 4 minutes still. That was a very chill run. But I am relatively fast. Okay, yeah, 4:02. So that's about what I was thinking. 2 seconds behind what I kind of predicted. Now I think I'm gonna turn it on a little bit more, and we'll go for a sub 350. We'll go for not 350, but with something under. I'm gonna knock at least 12 seconds off of this. Okay. I wonder what my tire pressure's at. I haven't checked it on this wheel yet. And we enter. And we jump. And get in there. It's gonna be a medium send. The last one was very casual. Whoa. Whew. Woo! That's the most I've ever overjumped that first one, for sure. I know I usually blow up that corner when I'm on a sick one, so this is definitely some medium send territory. A shitty line through that garden. I love when the birds get tunneled in the trees in front of you. Yeah, not super aggressive on these pedals. Or it could just be my wheel lean. I don't know, I haven't dialed this wheel in very much at all. There could be some firmware things I could benefit from changing. Yeah, the way it's whipping around the corners is a little bit weird to me, but it's like, do I want to make it feel like my Leaper Kim wheels that I don't really actually like what they do, but I'm used to it? Or do I want to make it ideal Begode firmware and then get used to that and never ride my Leaper Kim stuff? Alright, we're losing some time there, I can tell. I don't know if we'll really be gaining it back anywhere with my feet being all weird right now, but what I'm gonna do is put different spikes. I'm gonna put different spikes in these pedals, and I think that's gonna help a lot. I also just haven't ridden these pedals much. And the first time that Zach rode his, he was like having to mess with the dihedral angle adjuster thing a lot. And so I haven't really done that, so my pedals might just be flattening out actually. Pretty good for a medium boy. Oh, don't lose it in that corner. You can lose it in that corner very easily. Yeah, that could have been that's gotta be a sub 350. Much more of a send than round one. Yeah, I think flipping the pedals around on this one might be the move. Maybe try out those new Grizzle pedals. 346, that would have been a PR a while ago. Plenty sub 350. So yeah, I get a lot. Oh my god, why won't it work? Of questions about wheels and stuff. And this is a stock wheel essentially, except the pedals and the pads maybe, but and the tire, I guess. But the suspension's all stock. This is stock suspension, and it competes with the big boys. And yeah, we don't need no 168 for this kind of trail. There's like one opportunity towards the top to really just like open it up, but then you have kind of a tricky corner after that. And if you don't get your braking, you don't have your braking dialed in for that corner, you're gonna crash. You're gonna blow up your run in the first 30 seconds. Okay, back up top again. I'm not saying this is going to be a full send. This is still going to be a medium send, but we're going to try to turn it up a little bit more. We're going to aim for that 340 now instead of that 350.
Oh, no way. Yeah, watch your videos. They're insane.
Really? Hell yeah. I'll see you guys. That mountain biker says he watches my videos. That's crazy. Alright. We're gonna turn it up a little bit. That was weird. My toes really felt like they were freaking sinking in that one. What I mean is, around that corner, my toes were just going down. That was scary. And know you want to brake so that you don't blow that. And then we're gonna pick it up, bob and weave, cut right on through. Oh. Getting a little off balance, I don't know why. Hit that left shoulder, getting around, getting some speed. Gonna try to squash this one. That was better. Now we can, oh, this one's the good one to oversend, not the first one. Tuck into these corners, get that speed going again. Nice line, cook some speed, get those brakes, and bring that speed back on again. Try to keep it through the rocks. There you go. We're gonna cut. Nice corners. Nice corners. Okay. Don't dip on me. Getting a little bit in there. There we go. Get up that hill. Nice. Nice. This is feeling pretty good. There's a lot of places to lose it, but let's keep gunning right now. Keep on gunning. Grab those brakes. Getting through, getting over. Cut it. Whoa! My foot touched the ground. My toe scraped the frickin' jump. That lizard's still sitting on that rock. Let me grab a frame from that second run. It's the same lizard on the same rock. And yeah, these are the kinds of things I'm paying attention to on the trail. Oh, we gotta finish strong. We gotta not lose it in the corner. Woo! All right, what do you guys think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Was that sub 340 or what? I think it could have been. Sub 340 is actually, I mean, if you watch me do it a lot, you might not think it's that hard, but sub 340 is a big goal. It's a huge step if you can get there. 3:37:37. Oh yeah, so that's only, and you're seeing me basically cut 10 seconds, 10 seconds. What do you think I can do if I go again? We gotta at least try, see what happens. Because that's only 4 seconds off the PR. PR is 3:33 right now. I did beat the 3:34, for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah, 3:33 is my PR. But I am not moving the goalpost, and you still have until October. If you can come out here and record anything under 3:34, really, anything that starts with 3:33. You don't got to get sub 3:33. You just got to say 3:33 or less. Yeah, pretty damn happy with that run. That was, like I said, a spicy medium, but not a full send. Had some weird stuff going on and around one of them corners, which is what's going to hold me back from going full send today. So I think we'll do another spicy medium, being careful. Full send is when I'm not being careful. Full send is when I am committed to the crash, and we're just going all out. You're not gonna see me do that very often. I'm usually gonna ride at like 90% or less. I don't want to go full send and get hurt unless it's entirely reasonable. I'm not gonna say necessary, because it's never necessary to hurt yourself. It's never necessary to try to win a race. It's never necessary to try to beat your PR for shits and giggles. And it's never necessary to hurt yourself for YouTube. That's the last thing you want to do. But yeah, I mean, I make these videos for me. You might think it's funny, but I probably watch every one of my videos like at least 2 or 3 times. That might sound like really vain to you or something, but yeah, I don't know. I make these videos as kind of like scrapbooking. Sometimes I'm trying to show everybody something. That's of course true. That kind of happened as a result of gaining some views, and you know, if I think I can get something accomplished with using my channel to speak about it, then I will. And it's gotten a couple things solved regarding Begodes and Xway wheels. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna keep making these videos for me, and I'm glad that you guys all enjoy them as well. So yeah, I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but I did just angle my pedals toes up just a little bit more, just because that weird diving in the corners. I don't know, I'm gonna see if I can feel just a little bit more comfortable. Hello, hummingbird. All right, so that last one was really good. We'll see what we can do on this one. Terrible start. Worst start ever. We're just gonna re-rack because I'm the boss and I make the rules here. Whew. Shake off those nerves. Oh, let's get back into it. All right, we want to flow smooth everywhere. Smooth as fast. Oh man, what is kicking my ass in that rock feature? Yeah, see, I'm so toes down, I feel like. Just in that section, it's the only spot I've really felt it, I think. Get some speed, keep it together, get some brakes, grab some brakes. That was definitely a medium send through that section. Full send is very scary on that section. Alright, stay in it, try not to lose too much time in those corners. Squash it. Then we can bring it back. We can big send here. Get up into there. Use those berms. Fall down the mountain. Nice. It's a slow turn, but there's nothing you can do about it. Cut in a little bit there. Try to keep your speed through those. Use them corners again. Skip there. Nice race lines. Stay leaning forward as much as possible around those corners. Nice little touch through there. Nail that. Hop that. Careful here. Rail that. Nice. Get that speed. Grab those brakes. rode into that thing. Looking for nice lines here. Still staying on the rocks though. Missed the rocks here. Cut there even. We're looking for race lines. Oof. Oh, that was slow. Man, that lizard is posted. Get up there. Oh yeah. Whoa, what the fuck was that? Keep it together. We're almost there. Finish strong. Squash. Reel it. Haul ass. Squash. Corner. Go, go, go. Okay. I'll be completely honest. I think it was sub 340. I don't know if we beat that. I don't know if we're gonna beat that 337 though. It was a good run though. Let's see what we got. Another 337. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I'm giving up or anything, but if you remember the beginning of this video, I wasn't really expecting much out of today. That's killer. I've got different spikes for these. I'm gonna put them on there, redo some things. I'm just, it's so close that I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so yeah, we had a couple sketchy moments. We're gonna go try to clean it up and see what we can get. I don't think I'm even down a battery bar yet. So I think what I actually really need to do is move that H closer to S even more, and then I think that might give me a huge advantage. The compressions are feeling very stiff right now. Yeah, I might actually do that at the top and go like maybe half of a tick mark between the tick marks that I'm on right now between H and S. All right, let's try and be smooth. Smooth through the start. Fast up top and bottom, come on. Find some speed somewhere. All right, this is the turn I don't like. Didn't feel too bad. Whew. All right. Pretty decent top section. Trying to make up some speed in those jumps. Smooth. Dodge a rabbit. That's how I like to feel going into that turn. Yeah, there we go. Right off the diving board. Whew. That's the first beep of the day. Getting a little bit lower into the battery and hitting that thing a little harder as well. And that thing is just a wall, so. Nice line through there. Only a few small mistakes so far, with pretty good intensity. This could be a good run. Damn, that was almost a big mistake. Oh, but we kept it going fast through there. Fast and loose. Whew. All right, let's go. Oh, okay. Ooh. Man, right when I started talking about how well the run was going, I had a pretty good pedal clip. Shook me up a little bit right there and there. But what do you think? Another 337? 336. Okay. A little faster. Basically 2-3 seconds off of what I had on the Apex when I was riding it like every day. Alright. R.I.P. Ozzy. I'm gonna do a nice little run down Distortion. Mainly because it's gonna lead me back to my car. And it's a good trail that I need to, I think I have it on Racebox, but it's just the bottom gets so kind of confusing that I don't even really know if I have Racebox set up right or if I even go the way that I have the Racebox pointing. Oh man, so these rocks are gnarly. Man, I'm scraping some pedals today. Just nice and chill. I did catch some bonk beeps. Probably some low battery bonk beeps. Oh, I knew we need some speed for this and this. Just a little bit of speed. Whew. Little pop. All right. What do you guys want to talk about while I ride Distortion? When is the F18 gonna be around? Everybody shout out, or shout at Marty if he gets an F18. Make sure I get to try that thing out. So I think that's the only other wheel I'm kind of interested in right now. My biggest want in EUC life right now is for the Apex to get fixed. I hate that little, like, the jiggle. If that little jiggle could get fixed from the Apex, I can deal with the firmware. I'm used to the firmware now. It freaking does weird shit. I think we're starting to notice that it's like when it's cold it does weird shit. It's super weird. I don't understand why the Apex is the way it is, or the Leaper Kim, but I guess they share a gyro and that gyro's just funky or something. But yeah, or accelerometer, I don't know, some hardware in the controller. But yeah, I don't know. I wish we could have like Begode controller and firmware. I was gonna say in an Apex body, but like the Apex has that shitty little jiggle. I'm not quite sure what it is that I don't really like about the Xway's body. I don't know. I love the way that the Apex is, except for that jiggle. I've kind of gotten past all the other things. I mean, like, the biggest thing that's wrong with it, that it was really easy to solve, but they didn't want to do it from factory. And you can, you know, do this to your Apex if you want. I changed a couple of the screws that are like at the top of the sliders. They collide with that black like thing that's between the battery boxes, which is, it has a flat part where the slider's flat part is supposed to bottom out into, but that doesn't happen because these screws that are too big are in the way. So what I did is I took those screws out and I used some nice button head hex screws that do not collide prematurely with that that black thing between the batteries. And oh, thank you. And yeah, it makes it just makes everything travel the way that it's supposed to. They originally designed it around round screws, and then for some reason they say those screws were stripping, and so they replaced them with bigger screws that don't strip but get in the way, and I don't know, they don't think that's a problem. I let them know about it, and that's like, that was the first thing that I just, like, we could not see eye to eye on, and I was like, why not? It's so simple to fix. And yeah, that's when I just realized they just wanted to make a bunch of excuses instead of changing anything that I requested that they change. But yeah, they're stock shocks. To me, I can't do it. I think a lot of people are happy enough with the stock shocks, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a couple of simple things they could have changed, like making it, building it around a standard shock instead of a D&M shock, getting rid of that slop in the suspension travel, and yeah, then the wheel would be everything that it could be. It's just like, it's such a badass looking wheel, and I just know, it's kind of like, people think I'm crazy thinking that 3 minutes is possible on overdrive. I think it is possible, and that's because I've run it faster than anyone so far to date, I mean, and I know where I'm losing time. I know where I could be going faster. I know where I'm holding back, and if I was just, you know, fearless, that I could be railing the corners a lot harder. And so like, I know what's possible on that trail because I've set the fastest time and I know where I can make up more time. And that's kind of how I feel with the Apex. Like, I just know that the Apex can be better. Is what it is if they don't want to make it that way. But I just know that they could have done better. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it looks like that jump's cleaned up a little bit. Get that speed. Yeah. Man, they need to build a frickin' landing for that thing. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is like the way, this is definitely like the trail that I want the Distortion racebox trail to be. Would be like all of these turns that I'm taking now. But it would just be so easy to cheese it and just go like a different way and find your way to the finish gate. It's a good thing about overdrive is there's no way to really make a shortcut out of it. You just got to do the whole trail. All right. Whew. Okay, that was about a 2-hour ride. I'm down 1 bar. I had plenty of fun. I could definitely keep riding. The 134 volt Xway is totally fine. It is such a blast. It is not heavy. I love it. I would only say if you're gonna, so many people are riding the Xways on the street, it seems like. I don't know why. Like, they built the Blitz for that. And then there's people that are riding like the Blitz off-road, and it's like, I don't know why. They built the Xway for that. I haven't spent that much time. Let me get away from the traffic just in case that's terrible. So yeah, I mean, if we just kind of think about the Xway as it is an off-road wheel, then that's why I don't know. Unless you're doing long-range off-roading stuff, I don't know why you go with the 168 volt. Unless you're racing, of course, because like I was saying before about why I'm not racing this wheel, you know, you need higher voltage to be able to compete when it comes to these like flat outs. The tight technical stuff, maybe even amped electric games, we might see what we can do on this wheel. I am just really loving. I put a freaking like, you know, $1,100 shock on my Apex, so I mean, it's kind of my favorite wheel now, just because I spent all that money on it, and damn, that shock is crazy good. Is the shock what's holding me back? I think so. I think the suspension and the firmware is kind of holding me back from PRing today. And I think even if I didn't change anything, I'll probably be able to PR tomorrow. Just because, you know, I've taken like a week off, maybe, yeah, I think even like a week and a half off of riding. And yeah, no, that kind of cripples me a lot. But, you know, I kind of earned it. I did well in my last couple of races this year. So yeah, I wanted to take some time off, get a little fat, stop dieting so much, and because yeah, I like to try to stay around like 160 or under when I'm racing. 155, 150 to 155. That's a really good weight for me personally. Sometimes I think if I get less than that, I think I'm like actually just dehydrated and I need to drink more water. I can't really get any lighter than that and stay healthy. But yeah, it really does matter, I think. When I was down last year for a long time, I gained like 35 pounds, and when I started riding hard again, I really felt it. The wheel just feels different, everything feels different. You get muscle memory, and it throws that off when you add 35 pounds to your upper body. But yeah, anyway, they're making a 210 volt Xway. And I think at that point you just got to say, you know, we're not really making an off-road only wheel, because you don't need that unless, I don't know, maybe there is different off-roading than what I consider off-roading. Because of where I live and what I ride all the time, I have my own opinion of what riding off-road is. But you know, I go to these races and the trails that we're riding are completely different. And you know, if races are what matter, then you know, my terrain doesn't matter at all, because we're never really going to race on stuff like this. And so yeah, I can't really speak much to any other kind of terrain than my terrain, which is very dry, very rocky, dusty, but not like super powdery. If you can see, it's like all very hard pack with like you know, at the most like a 1/4 inch of dust or something. It's not that stuff that you get up north and in the mountains where the powder is inches deep with like tree roots in the middle of it and stuff. So yeah, I'm not that much of a wheel reviewer, and maybe that's because, you know, what I'm riding is not gonna coincide with what you're riding most of the time. Maybe if you're in like Arizona or New Mexico, Utah, it might feel a little bit like this, the terrain. But yeah, you know, the more I go out and ride around, the more I realize that the way that I see things, the way that I have learned to ride this thing is very much applying to this type of terrain. The way I set my wheel up is to ride this kind of stuff. I have to, you know, kind of really pay attention, really do some good practice runs when I'm out at the races and in like different areas and stuff that I don't know very well, and you know, talk to the other riders that are always helpful. They're always going to tell you how they're setting up their wheel. You can tell them, you know, what your setup's like, and do you think that's a good idea? Do you think I should change it? And, you know, just because I am relatively fast doesn't mean that I know everything, right? And so you can learn a lot from your peers, and don't ever think that you know, even the slowest guy doesn't have anything to teach you, because he definitely can. And just that little tidbit of knowledge can sometimes you know, spark a brainstorm, give you some good ideas about how to tackle some new terrain. But yeah, if you ride stuff like I ride, and you know, then you can kind of take my advice. But you know, if your terrain is just so different, I will be honest, I might not really be giving you the correct answer on what to do with your wheel, what to ride. If you're always riding stuff like out in Oregon, I think riding 40 psi is probably fucking batshit crazy. I ride such high psi because the hills that I ride are made out of that shit. And yeah, it just blows up your rim when you run into a rock at like 20 miles an hour, you know, and you're really like crushing it trying to bonk. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out a little bit, that I may give advice, but you just gotta remember where I am, what kind of stuff I'm riding. My advice is only really gonna apply or be useful in this kind of terrain. I'll try to be helpful otherwise, but yeah, it's like when people ask me for street advice, I'm just like, yo man, I am the wrong guy. Like, don't even ask me. Not because I'm trying to be rude or anything, but like, I don't know fucking shit about that. Like, and so yeah, riding in deep powder, I don't know nothing about that. Riding in wooded tree areas, I don't know nothing about that. Riding in the wet, I don't know nothing about that. I ride rocks, and I ride hard packed terrain. If that's what you got where you're living, yeah, then you can follow my recommendations. But other than that, I mean, honestly, if you have an Xway or a Lynx or an Apex or even like a Blitz, or even the heavier Leaper Kims, like, you can't really go too wrong these days. And I think I've shown that with my like Leaper Kim, or my Lynx versus Apex versus man, I keep getting closer to the cars and I'm not shutting up. Yeah, I think I've shown that pretty well, comparing my 3 favorite wheels that I own and basically getting the same times. Today was a 336. The fastest I've gotten on the Apex ever was a 333. I think we can probably say that hovering around the 330s is a pretty it's a pretty heavy plateau to try to rise above. We're gonna keep trying, and we're gonna try a little bit more this weekend with the Xway. I want to at least get to a 333 time on this wheel, and then maybe go back to the jump park. And we haven't really taken this thing to the jump park, so I want to have a day there with this thing. We could even go do that right now. I think I have enough battery. Yeah, we might go do that right now. And yeah, after that I think I'm gonna get back to the EXT shot, because man, that thing is just so nice. But anyway, look at all these ants. If you're still sticking around this long in the video, you're crazy, but you're a G. If you want to go ahead and hit the like and, I don't know, maybe comment. Whatever's on your mind, doesn't even have to be related to UC. Just help the algorithm out. I don't do, this is called a call out, and it's something that I don't really do much. This is probably the first time I've ever done it. But yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and keep the stoke high, go fast, don't die.